Oh yeah. Jambo jambo.
Jambo.
Jambo. Wewe jambo bwana.
Habari gani? Mzuri sana. Wageni wakaribishwa.
Zanzibar yetu.
Hakuna matata. We are at Hakuna Matata Spice Farm in Zanzibar.
This is kind of irrigation. We're doing irrigation for the trees. Okay, if you don't mind, we're gonna make a small competition. The one who can smell the leaves or feel the product, he gonna guess. And the one who gets right, there is point. And the one who get a lot of point, he get a lot of gift. The loser is gonna stay here tomorrow. We have a special room for the loser here.
Dit is gewoon een ding wat ik lekker vind, weet je dat?
Grapefruit?
Ja, toch?
5.4.
I told that what it is. Hey, oplichting.
That is a grapefruit. Our grapefruit here in Zanzibar is come to be very, very big. It's come to be like my head here. The one will be very, very 51. And the outside color is going to be brown, but when you open inside, the flesh is then reddish in color. And our is very sweet. Our grapefruit is so sweet, more than yours. We eating the fresh fruit, also we used to make any juice of that. And it's useful to make a local wine within the papaya. We collect it with this one and papaya because this one is not ripe, it's come to be very, very sour. Very sour one. So the one we use to make a local wine. The leaves we don't use for anything, but it have the smell. But we don't use it. We're only using the fruit.
Ja, dat is wel.
Oh yeah.
In Swahili, we call it balungi. Balungi. Balungi.
Oh yeah.
In Swahili, we call it balungi. Like grapefruit, compliments. Any questions so far? When you have this one,
Jackfruit.
5.5. A jackfruit, among of the biggest fruit in Zanzibar. This one has come to has 15 kilograms for one. When it's fall down your head, you know, you die. Because it's very, very heavy. We used to eat other fresh fruit. Also, our grandmama, they cook it. They cook it in the coconut. They boil it. When you use the flesh one, inside the flesh one there is nuts. A small nut inside. The one we use for the new plantation. Also, we used to cook it within the salt. We boil it together and then we used to eat another starching fruit, like the cassava and other things. This is producing on the branch. The fruit is producing on the branch. Oh, it's producing on the branch because it's come to be very, very heavy one. When it's producing the softy branch, it's going to be fall down. And the way we know that it's already ripe is the one we do. So there is two soundless. That's not the ripe. When it's ripe, it's come to be boop, 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 and starting to produce little smell. And the one we know that is already ripe, we keep it and then we yum yum. The jackfruit. Any questions so far? When we reach on the table of this fruit in there, we may test it if you want. Any questions so far? Very good. Everyone who knows this. This we call the red banana. A red banana. This is the more suitable banana more than all type of banana. And this kind of this banana we don't cook it. This we wait until it's ripe or yum yum because inside is very, very, very soft. When you cook it, it will disappear on the dish. It will be like a porridge. So we don't cook it. The way to plantation, you take one stem here and then you stick another hole, and then it's producing a tree. One tree, one banana, the trees die, it's producing another one above. After we have this one, almost is dying, it's already producing another one above it. So one tree, one product, the trees die, it's producing another one above. We call it a king type of banana because, you know Muzungu? Muzungu is white person. White person, when they get the sunlight, they become a red in color. So we compare them within the red banana. So this is the one in Swahili we call Ndizi Muzungu. So it's this one. Any questions so far? Wajikaza basi dogo. And we have this one. This is like we are, male and female. That one back in there, that's the male one. And this, the one it have a lot of branch, this is the female one. And the male one and the female one starting to produce the same flower. But inside the flower of the male one, there is gamete that is taken by the insect. From the male up to the female. Then the female is producing the fruit like that. That fruit here we use for 3 uses. We use as aphrodisiac for women, it's useful as the spices, and it's useful for cosmetics.
For?
Cosmetics.
Oh, cosmetics.
Yeah, cosmetics. Just look like this one. But when you open inside, there is nut. And the nut is surrounded by the red fiber. That's the red fiber is the one we used to make a local Chanel No. 0 of Zanzibar. And perfume. And the nut is the one we go to dry it. After we dry it, we grind to get a powder. A powder is the one we used to put on the porridge. And they put in a beef sometimes.
Nutmeg?
5.4. That's the nutmeg. And also it's useful as aphrodisiac for women. Because the nutmeg, when women they use it a lot, it's become like a cannabis. Marijuana. But it's only for women. When the men they use a lot of this, they get a sleepiness. Question so far? Are we clear?
Yes.
We have this one here, brother. This is the one we call the queen of the spice. The reason to be the queen of the spice, this tree here, firstly, it can never be done. It can never die. During to harvest is the one we cut the whole tree. If you look at well, a lot of this one we have already cut it, and then it's growing again. We repeel out the bark,
Cinnamon.
and then it's repealing back in again. Firstly, we're using the leaves to putting on the dishes for smelling. Like we put in the goat meat or cow meat, like a soup. We used to put it to cutting the smell of the meat. And the one woman they collecting the leaves, they boiling the water, putting the leaves within the flour, and then they washing their body within that water, so they smelling so nicely for Mr. Husband. Not all of that. We're using the bark to put on the dishes, like in the pilau, and juice, and a lot of the sweetened food we used to put in the cinnamon stick. Because when you go to the market, you buy a cinnamon stick. But here we use the bark, we use the fresh one. Just we peel out the bark like this, and then we used to put on the dishes. But when we preparation for selling, with the one we cut the whole tree, and then we cut the center of this, and take all of this bark out on the rounding shape. So when we dry it, it's rolling, it's safe to be the cinnamon stick. That's when you go to the market, you buy the cinnamon stick. The trunk is the one we use for firewood and charcoal. And the root is the one we use for medicine against flu and headache. When you have a flu, you scratching a root like this, and then you smell. Sometimes the nose is going to close. So it's like in Vicks, it's open. And when you have a headache, you mix with the cloves. You know cloves?
Yep.
And then you do inhalation. Here, you see. Nini, that's the root of cinnamon.
Oeh, het is echt,
Like eucalyptus.
yo, sterk.
Oh, lekker.
Ja. Oh, dat kan je gewoon de hele dag ruiken. Smells really good. Smells really good.
And this is the bark. what's hot.
Oh ja,
That's the back. The cinnamon stick.
het ruikt gelijk anders. Ruikt zo,
And
ja, heel
another
vers.
reason to be the cinnamon is clean. When you taste that back, cinnamon is sweet. During the plantation, it's producing the smallest seed on the tops. So when it's fall down, it's for the new replantation like this one. So when you want the plantation, you take a smallest seed like this one, you put on the collet, and then we give you, you go to plantation. That's the way plantation and seed. Question so far?
Nope.
We good?
We good.
In Tanzania, we have the two kind of this. We have the one that is short, and the one is become a tool like this one, and the others is become a tool. The one is short is need more special condition. Like when you go to Kilimanjaro mountain, Meru mountain, they have a lot of the short one. But this the one is come to be hot, the tall one, it need more normal condition. Like here we grow this one. And the one that is short we export because it's bring from the Tanzania, the Kilimanjaro, so we're using both of that. But the more common is for the one who needs a special condition. And that's two kind of, this is the one we call it Robusta, and the one that is short we call it Arabica.
I know the short coffee.
Yeah.
In Meru, there's a lot of short coffee. I've never seen a tall
Meru
coffee
Mountain,
tree.
I say,
Yeah.
in Meru Mountain they have a short one.
I've never seen a tall coffee tree.
This is the Robusta.
This is okay.
Be careful when you say the word coffee, because here, when you say coffee, Swahili means slap. Yeah. So it's not good when you say, I need a coffee, someone will give you slap. You say, I need kahawa, kahawa. You say kahawa. We call it kahawa. This is a Robusta one. The difference from the Arabica and the Robusta, Arabica is short, Robusta is tall. And Arabica starting to produce the smallest flower. But the Robusta don't produce the flowers. They just starting with the smallest cones at the middle, like this one. Starting with a green color, then it's going to change the color to be ready. When it's ready, the one we harvest, we go to roast it first. And then we dry it, it's complete to be pure coffee beans. This Robusta, when you taste it, when it's in the preparation, is sweet. Not like Arabica. Arabica, when you taste, is bitter. But this one, when you taste, is sweet. When it's not a preparation. Let me taste a few.
Gewoon zoet. Very sweet.
Heel goed.
Yeah.
Bon dan bio doen. Hoe komen we dat That's the Robusta coffee. Any questions so far?
No.
All clear?
Yes.
Here we're looking about this creeping plant. We don't look about this tree. This is for key for supporting this creeping one. During the plantation, this you only take in a stem for 3 meters and then you stick underground. But this must be nearly with the tree to get supportive growing. Because when it's growing underground like this, we can't get the product because it's gonna touch the ground. And here we have a lot of the squirrel, monkey, chicken, and other. So they're gonna be eating a lot of that stuff. So it's better to do like this one. And during to harvest, the one we find the long stick, and then we put the knife at the tops. So the one we're cutting the fruit like that. And this starting to produce the crown like this. Then after being pollinated by the insect, it's starting to form the smallest green cones at this one. Then that is gonna change the color to be yellow. When it's yellow, it's changing color again to be red. When it's red color, it's already ripe. And this is more useful in the Ramadan. Ramadan, you know Ramadan? Ramadan, because Ramadan we face, we don't eat early in the morning up to evening. And the black pepper is good to give us appetite of eating. So the one we use a lot to put in the porridge, and then we starting to drink the porridge, the hot porridge within the black pepper. So we'll be active on eating. That's why we make a lot of the food in Ramadan. Also, it's very allowed to using the one who bathe, because some of them they don't get the milk for babies. So when you use a lot of black pepper, it's making some of the correction on the body, so it's making the body so active. Black pepper is so nice.
when you see everything, that's when you're like, I had no idea it grew like this, but I also didn't know how it grew. Nice. Okay.
Question?
No.
Really? Understood him?
Yes.
You
Understanding.
understood well,
Understanding. Yes.
but you don't have a question.
No. You explained well, so no questions. Oh, these clothes.
How many points you have?
10, I think.
Zero.
You have 50.
All right. Where the clothes, paper.
What is it? Laurie Block?
Nee,
Yani unakuta pale.
kruidnagel.
Yeah, kruidnagel. Wapi? Kruidnagel, clou de girofle, haramfil, nelken.
Yeah.
Okay, gloves is the one we call the king of the spice. It has a crown on the top of this crown. Hey, wanamshuku. Due to this crown is the first reason to call the king of the spice. Secondly, this is our second economic of Zanzibar and is monopolized by government, under controlled by government. All people who have this tree here, have this product in this country, when they harvest is the one they go to sell on the government. Government is the one they declare the price and then we are selling to them. It's not allowed to export out of the country by your own. That's what is done by the government because we are the best one to produce good quality in the world. We are number one. Zanzibar is number one to produce good quality of this one. So that's why it becomes the own of the government. So even you, the tourist, you want to take out the gift is only allowed to take 1 kilogram. Top of that is not allowed to take it. So this is the income of government. Very, very useful here in Zanzibar. We use it for everything. A lot of the things. We use in the dishes, all dishes like my mama. She take a lot of this, she put in the bottles within the water and then she down the sunlight. So every morning she drink and then she check it on the mouth for the teas. And when he cook, he put in small juice on the food. This is very, very useful. Dainty, you stick in it. Headache, you mix with the cinnamon root and then you do inhalation. When they make an oil for massage of footballer, we used to make a cosmetic like a soap, hair shampoo, making a perfume and other things. In the dish, you put in all dish you want. In Europe, they used in Christmas. They cut the orange, they put inside the orange, they put at the top of the cake, they burn it on the room. Poland is the one they used to make a wine of this. They make a blue wine. Yeah. You make it also. Blue wine. Blue wine in the some of the companies blue wine and mulled wine.
Yeah, like Germany.
Yeah,
make blue wine
together. In South Korea, they mix this within the ginger, within the honey. They drink for the shows. They drink it. Very, 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 very useful here. When I mention those of the uses, I can't finish today. Maybe tomorrow we can finish. So this we call the king of the spice, and it's honored by the government. Any questions so far?
No.
Are we good?
Yes. Oh, squirrel! Squirrel and the chicken want to fight.
They don't fight.
There it goes.
Oh yeah, eucalyptus.
Finally, you get me this one.
Finally. Anthony, jij nog.
Deze is voor mij joh, die gaf ik er weg.
Here we don't affected a lot within the sun burning. Aloe vera, a lot of European countries they must have this in the house because when you get sunlight they become red. When they get a scratch, they put it. Here is the one we use to stopping a baby to absorb the milk from mama. Because the taste of aloe vera is too bitter. So they cut the aloe vera and then aloe vera is producing a juice. They put on the top of the tree. When the baby starts to absorb the milk, he gets tasty bad. All day you do like that, baby doesn't get milk from mama. Even the jokeness for Mr. Husband and Mrs. Husband, the day of jigi jigi bunga bunga janga janga, woman they put in the mouth. When the husband start to get the aromas, he get tasty bad. So no jigi jigi bunga bunga janga janga.
Anti-conception. That's an anti-conception. Turmeric. Yes.
You know everything.
Turmeric.
Kurkuma.
Kurkuma.
Curcuma is producing in a short tree. During the plantation is the one you take in the smallest piece and then you stick underground. During to harvest, the one we ding it and then you have the biggest pieces of the root. This is the one we call in the Michael Jackson plant because we're using the coloring on the dishes. Also, it's useful against acne and pimples on the face. The woman, the one that scratch it on the floor, then it's supposed to reduce some of the cast they used to put on the face.
And then?
1
The
week,
acne goes
yeah, it's going out. But when you still use it,
Yeah.
you're changing your face in
Yeah.
color.
Okay,
What
later.
color?
Yellow,
Orange?
you become yellow. Like a Michael Jackson. That's why we call it the Michael Jackson plant. Also, it's useful for cosmetics, like a soap and shampoo and other things. And all of that we used to put on the biryani. Do you know biryani? Yeah, we used to put on the biryani and some of the other sauce. It's very, very healthy to clean the skin inside and outside. The turmeric is very, very better one. This is turmeric. Any question so far?
No.
You use only the roots.
Yeah,
Not
only the roots, not the leaves. The leaves is not extendable. This, when it get the sunlight,
Oh.
so after 3 months, all of these trees gonna be like it died.
Yeah.
But inside here, there is a product. That's why we're making a fence. No one to walk around inside, but you know, we get some of the another tourists. They are so comfortable. They broken sometimes. So in every month, we make a properly fence. So the one we're gonna build in another fence because the product is underground. So when you used to touch like this, you broke them. So the product's going so down inside, you can't get it. Yeah.
Okay.
Questions?
Oh,
You good?
yes. Ah, vanilla. Beside the just take that one. Take that one. Take it.
With this one.
Yeah, I saw them.
Vanilla is originally from Mexico, but it's producing good quality in Madagascar. Now Madagascar is #1 to produce good quality of the vanilla. So it's like in a brand. When you buy vanilla, this is vanilla, but this is vanilla from Madagascar.
Yeah.
So something like that. And here we try to producing vanilla, but we don't have the insect to pollinating vanilla. Here we're doing hand pollination. That's what we do by the women who live on this local area. The one they come with the sharp stick, and then inside the flower there has already been the gamete, but it's separating each other by the septum. Successful pollination is producing something like that. Unsuccessful, the flower is fall down and we harvest for the cosmetics, like a vanilla soap and vanilla perfume. Vanilla also is a creeping plant. This is for tree for supporting vanilla. Vanilla is this one. And vanilla is producing only one time in year. I mean only one season in the year. We get a vanilla. Starting to produce the flower, then after we pollinated, start to the green. Sit like this, then it's gonna change the color to be yellow. When it's yellow, is the one we harvest. Vanilla we don't dry on the sunlight. Vanilla we dry on the room temperature. We put on the box under the bed until it's producing the smell in the whole room. You know that vanilla is already used. For ice cream, for cake, for juice, allowed in the sweetened foods, vanilla is very necessary. And this is vanilla. Any questions so far?
No.
Are we good?
Yes.
Clear?
Lemongrass.
Lemongrass.
Oh,
Ik was 4. Sorry.
Die heb ik dag gezien.
Ja, die heb ik gisteren gezien.
lemongrass is need more sunlight. That's why here we plantation in open space to get a lot of the sunlight, because down of 27 temperature degrees, lemongrass it won't be growing well. So it need more sunlight. During the plantation, you only take one stem of this and then you stick underground. After 2 months, you have one plot like this. In every 4 months here in Zanzibar, we cut the old leaves and then it's growing up. Here it's growing so fast because we have a good soil fertility and the temperature. But down of that temperature, 27 temperature degrees, it won't be growing. We use it for the tea. We call it chai. And there are cosmetics
Wat
also
lekker.
we use to put it.
Maar gisteren was dit
The
nog.
soap and vanilla.
Wat ze van kai?
When the lemongrass like this, snake they will leave it.
Oh.
Yeah, because snake also they like a certain temperature place. So we hope maybe there are snake here but we never see it.
You hope there are snakes?
And this is lemongrass. Lemongrass, we use the leaves also and the stem. In Thailand, they use this stem to make a Thai food. They cut it, they put in the Thai food. Here we're only using the leaves. We used to put on the tea and the coffee. Also, we use for mosquito repellent. When you're burning the leaf of lemongrass, the fume of lemongrass is poison on this mosquito. When you use the stem of that, when you cut it inside, there is special something. We used to squash it like this, and then it's producing an oil. We used to use on your skin for mosquito and the nice smell for good smelling also. That's the lemongrass. Any questions at all? Are we good?
It smells like the doom for mosquitoes.
Yes.
Pineapple.
Pineapple. That's ananas.
The life of pineapple, one tree for one pineapple, the trees dies, producing another one above. We wait for the 6 months. That's why pineapple have not a season. Depending when you start to plantation. So if I plantation January, February, March, so if I harvest, you will harvest next month, something like that. Because one tree, one pineapple, then the trees die, it's producing another one. Here we were starting with this one, then we harvest, it's die, and then it's producing another one above. And we're starting to produce at the center here. The way to plantation, when you eat the whole nanas, at the center there is hard something, we call it a stem. That one within the top party we used to stick underground, then it will start moving. And then you wait for the 6 months, you have your ananas, and then you wait again, you have your ananas.
2 pineapples a year.
Ja, veel werk.
Yeah.
Daar moet je ook heel veel doen.
But our pineapple, so yum yum.
Yes, that's true.
Any questions so far?
No.
We clear?
Yes.
What is it?
Ginger.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're the first one to say. I'm already trying to give it. Why doesn't make use? Ginger is similar with curcuma. During the plantation, you take in the smallest root. So during to harvest, we ding like that, and then you have the biggest piece of the root. And ginger is good for men. Yeah, ginger is good for men. Here, yeah. But our ginger is too strong, so be careful when you want to test it, because it's
Why is it
very.
good for men? Why?
Yeah, ginger.
Ginger is to men what that Meg is to women.
Ow, my tongue.
Scherp.
Scherp.
Yeah, it's very, very, very strong.
Oeh, blah.
Ginger is good for men to help us during to produce the sperm in our male body. Here in Zanzibar, one man he can marry 4 wives.
Because of the ginger.
No. In our Islamic religion, Islamic
okay,
religion,
yeah.
even the Arabic people, some of them they have a 4 wife. So to have a 4 wife, you must be very, very strong, and you must have a cash.
Ja, ik wou net zeggen, vooral geld.
Vooral geld.
Yeah, you must
Cash,
have a cash.
more important.
And strong, because when you go to this house, woman she needs. So to care all of them, you must be very, 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 very strong one. So a lot of the man who have a 4 wives, they use a lot of ginger coffee and ginger tea. A lot. Because ginger is good to make the body so active for everything. When you use a lot of ginger, our bodies can be very, very, very hot. All of this is ginger.
Oh, yeah.
That's why making fence, no one to walk around because the product is underground. And the tree, producing a tree like this, we're using the leaves and putting on the dish. The ginger leaves smelling very, very, very nice.
Het is raar dat ik niet bij stil stond hoe dingen groeien.
Dat is ook niet, want je gaat naar de supermarkt.
Ja.
Yeah, we used to put,
Thee samen met die lemon.
we used to put on the dishes for smelling.
Ja.
You get a nice smell. Lekker schmecken.
Gember vindt nog wel lekker die kardemom van de vis.
Any questions so far?
No.
Nee.
Yes, good. Clear?
Yeah. Oh, liches. Oh, they look
No,
like.
you're wrong.
Oh, sorry, they look like. Sorry.
Yeah. There is the one is look like a lychee. The one is not a lychee. Lychee is eatable, yum yum. This will not eatable. This is the one for decoration. It's most useful by the children. When you open inside, there are smallest seed. And the one you scratch it, and then it's producing an oil and color. You used to put on a nail, on the lipstick. Yeah, Masai, the color. Yeah. You will see how he do here.
Okay.
Natural lipstick. Hij is wel kleurig.
Yeah.
Ik ga niet doen met een wit shirt.
Put in a nail.
Okay.
We call it local lipstick fruit.
Wauw, het blijft echt plakken.
But in Swahili we call it zingi furi.
Het ruikt wel lekker.
Good breathing, like a perfume.
Small black balls, hè?
Small like this. When you open, smallest seed that's black.
Is het wat heet?
Piment, maar dat heet anders.
Nee? Ja,
Nee, maar het
pimentballetjes
heet
in
het-
Nederland.
Ja,
Bij ons
In
de
India also they have it, but in India they become a green. It's big
Ah.
and green.
Cardamom.
What? She know everything. Now I already tried to give the
cardamom.
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 Yeah.
Cardamom here. Here you may see well.
kruid.
Ja.
Oh, there. Okay. I was trying to look for it. Ah,
Yeah,
yes, you have green and black cardamoms.
Maakt ze een beetje bitterachtig smaak, toch?
Now, that was in Mahamri.
in the food we used to put a lot because it get a good tasting and a good smelling on the food. Like in a pilau. Have you
In
read
pilau, yeah, in pilau as well. Curries.
That's the local one. We don't use any chemical. Just they boil it. Woman, they boil it within the coconut and some of the other flour. They collect it. They put it 1 week, and they do a lot of the process. Then it become a perfume. We call it local Chanel #0. Not all of that. Here we have a kind of soup. Here is curcuma soup for nice and smell against acne and pimples on the face. Here is papaya soup. Papaya also is good for the skin, and also this is aloe vera. It's good for acne and for sunburn, black dust. Ginger. We have cloves, the king of the spice, good for the hair. Cinnamon, nice and smelling. Lemongrass for mosquito repellent. Coconut is good for the hair. Vanilla for nice and smelling on the body. Jasmine as well as nice and smell for the body. And the rose flower. Within the Zanzibar mix, they collecting a lot of the things they putting together: honey, turmeric, cinnamon, coconut, and other things. So here is a mobile shop that is making from this village. A woman who walk around, they clean the farm, they making vanilla, they're the one they making these cosmetics. And he is the Mr. Cheaper Cheaper. When you buy a lot, we will give you him as a present. So you take it. So you must welcome him. So he's the one who's wearing the shirt. He's the one who's going to explain about the price.
How much for the flat?
One $3, two $5 price.
I don't have dollars. How much shilling?
Shilling, 10,000 shilling.
Bonjour. Ça va bien et toi?
Pia, hakuna matata. Pembeni wa mkoa Zanzibar. Mr. Butterfly. Safari kwa video hakuna matata. Hapa leo anaongea.
Hapana. Salamu tu. English. English.
Mimi hivi naongea Kiswahili, French, English, yote. Haya. Ready?
Yes.
Atukula huko. Mbali.
Yeah.
Ik wil simpel eruit ziet.
Ja, man.
Anakwambia anawasi.
Zie je de kuiten?
Ndio ya mwanzo kuingia.
Oh,
Kuiten zijn droog.
Hello!
hello.
Jambo jambo!
Jambo.
Welcome Zanzibar, hakuna matata. Hello. Anasema tena. Hello wageni. Hello. Anasema tena. Hello wageni. Hati welcome Zanzibar. Welcome Zanzibar. Hakuna matata bwana. Oh, no problem. Jambo.
Jambo.
Oh yeah.
Like on take film. Go home.
Oh yeah. Woo! Jambo jambo.
Jambo.
I love you Malaika. Hello.
Hello.
Malaika.
Nakupenda.
I love you Malaika. Hati mikijana mwezi wangu. Nashindwa na
Mali sina we. Ningekuoa malaika.
Malaika. Woo! Oh yeah. Jambo jambo.
Jambo.
Jambo. We jambo bwana.
Habari gani? Mzuri sana. Wageni wakaribishwa. Hakuna matata.
We jambo bwana.
En dat klinkt like heel zacht, hè?
Mzuri sana. Aya, aya.
Wageni wakaribishwa Zanzibar yetu. Hakuna matata. Hakuna matata.
Wakaribishwa wageni.
Hakuna matata. Hakuna matata.
Hakuna matata. Hakuna matata. Hakuna matata. Hakuna matata.
Dat vind ik wel lekker sap, hoor.
Put on the legs, so it's like in balance to balance on the trees. And when you look the leg of him, it's black here.
Yeah.
By using this one, so he holding his leg within the tree on the tops. You use the legs and use the hands and use the chest.
Hello guys.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Everything good. You're starting here. Hello brother. You're starting here. I've got the information. This is cinnamon stick. This is coffee here from Zanzibar. It's Arabica.
Yeah.
This is a Robusta from Kilimanjaro. I have two different. This is ilang ilang. It's very ilang ilang.
Yeah.
And last one, this one from cinnamon root. Some flu, headache problem, just need to have on the chest and head. So this is Vicks from cinnamon root.
Yeah.
This is Vicks. Here you have you know saffron.
Yes.
This is pure saffron powder and stick saffron for coloring food. You know biryani rice. You use this too. Biryani has this three color: white, and yellow, and red. Use this one for biryani rice. Cinnamon stick, black pepper, cardamom, cloves, white pepper. My sister, it's for you this one. Not me. Yeah. Some ladies Zanzibar feel shy. Maybe you play a game in the bed, in the room. Use this one. Take one and pound it, put in hot water and Coca-Cola soda, then you can drink it. Don't feel shy. All night you play it. Some, some lady from Zanzibar use this one like a, smell it. You know, you call it incense burning in the room. See the one nice smell it.
Like
Some lady from Zanzibar feel shy. Just
Fly
the husband
better.
read something. Use it. This one use like sign. Say.
cardamom tea, ginger coffee, Zanzibar ginger tea, mango tea, banana tea, cinnamon tea, peppermint tea, tea masala, masala, fish masala, tandoori masala, curry powder, hot curry, turmeric, hot chili powder, cinnamon powder, Zanzibar red curry, Zanzibar paprika, Zanzibar ginger powder, Zanzibar coriander seeds, pili pili hoho seeds, hibiscus flower, stir anise, it's a different nutmeg,